Karibu, asante sana, wakuja. Or welcome everyone. It's a pleasure to have you here today. Sitting there and looking at these dances, I was thinking, of where the days gone that I could do those moves. Just to realize that those days never existed. Because when it comes to dancing, I've always ever had two left feet, and it's just never worked for me. Anyway, just before we get started, I just want to share with you something that came to me this morning. So when we prepared and we were looking for venues about 2 months ago, we came out to Nairobi, saw some venues. We came out to this venue, and obviously we've got the national park just behind the hotel. And we were only here for about an hour, and the main event was taking us up to the 10th floor where we're going to be having cocktails and stuff this afternoon. But when we got there, there was a massive herd of buffalo. There was 2 rhinos, some elephant. We saw a big herd of wildebeest and eland, but right there across the road. And since we arrived the day before yesterday, they've not been back. So, I was thinking to myself that word must have gotten out that, we paid and booked the event so they can move on now. But I want to ask Rudy, maybe you working with the guys from the hotel, maybe we can just organize another walk by later this afternoon. So I want to ask Rudy just to play us a little video, which is just going to set the scene in terms of who we are, what our purpose is, and what it is that we do.
My name is Lebu, and I was born in the village. My dad is a policeman. He says not everyone is bad. My mom is a nurse. She makes people better. I also have one sister. She doesn't know what she wants to do yet. My uncle lives on the edge of the village. He has a farm. Farming is hard. Sometimes the rain doesn't come. We have what we need. Life is simple in the village. My grandfather said I could become anything I wanted to. I was sad when he died. I want to have a shop. People are always buying things. Last month, we got some visitors. They brought us the tower. They told us it would be like having the city right here in the village. We all wondered what they meant. How can you bring the city to the village? One day at school, we found a TV in the classroom. There was a teacher we didn't know doing a lesson on the screen. She told us we would now be able to do our tests online and we could submit them for marking right away. We would get the results there and then. This was because of the tower. Then Dad came home one day and explained that there was a new system at work. Everyone in the village would have their details collected and kept for the police. Where they lived, their fingerprints, and if they had been good or bad in the past. He said that because it was harder to hide, less people would do bad things. Even the bank. We don't have a bank in the village, but Dad says that now people can get paid on their cell phones. People won't have to carry cash, so they won't be able to get robbed. All because of the tower. The other night, Mom got so excited. She said the tower has changed things for her too. The clinic has started putting all the patient's details into one big file that cannot ever be lost. This means she knows exactly who that person is and what has happened to them in the past. It makes the doctor more able to tell what is wrong with them and make less mistakes with medication. This tower, it has brought so much information to the village. Even on the farm. My uncle is a good farmer. but he has been struggling. The weather is changing, so he doesn't know if he should pay for water or if the rains will come. My sister told my uncle he can get very good weather reports on his phone, and that there are small things he can put in the ground that will tell the tower how the soil is doing and what it needs. My uncle said he doesn't have money for these clever things. She told him the bank will collect information about the farm and decide if they can lend him the money he needs. They will also help him to find people who will buy his crops. My uncle was not sure about all this science. He asked my sister to be his assistant with this tower stuff. She said she would be happy to help. What about university? Asked my uncle. Oh, I will go to university, uncle. Right here. She pointed to a computer. The tower will let me look after the farm business and study. I like this tower. Everyone can do more. It makes us more connected to each other and the world. Now when I think about what I want to be, there are so many new ideas. I wish grandfather could have seen it. NEC Exxon, orchestrating a brighter world.
This video is really about technology, and it refers to the tower and the tower that comes to this village and the impact that it has on the village. And then we refer to improving the productivity of farming, healthcare, safety, access to information, online schooling. And it's really, I think, a privilege for all of us here today in the same industry to sometimes realize what it is that we actually do. Richard Branson once said that the brands that will thrive in future are those with purpose beyond profit. Now, I need you to think about this because it's very, very true and actually a very deep statement. So the brands that will thrive in the future are those with purpose beyond profit. And as NEC Exxon, we can associate with it. And that's what we want to do. So every time I see this video, it reminds me of NEC Exxon's purpose. It reminds me of every one of my colleagues' purpose. And it gives one a sense of fulfillment. We're talking bits and bytes and these things, but very seldom do we think about what it actually means and what it does for the community. So again, I want to just remind everyone here, let's not ever forget what it is that we actually do. And in line with NEC's strapline, orchestrating a brighter world, I want to say that everyone here today shares a common goal. This is where the rubber hits the road. We are all in this industry, and we want to make a difference to people's lives. And let's not forget about the people, because that's what it's all about. So our purpose is really to work with you and ensure that we provide the required technological infrastructure, secured applications that can orchestrate a brighter Kenya for the nation. So that's really what we do. And it's sometimes very important for us to, just to sit back and for a second think about what it's all about. So often do we talk about all the buzzwords. We talk about 5G and AI and IoT and digital economy and fintech, but very seldom do we really reflect on why are we doing it and what's the impact of that on the world. So talking about people and having an impact on people, about 2 months ago when we came to have a site visit and meeting with some customers, was really my first return to Kenya after the pandemic. And a takeaway for me from that visit was really the people. I was again pleasantly surprised with the people, the attitude, the education levels, the optimism. It's just a blessing. And I think, I want to commend the leaders of this nation and larger organizations for realizing that and seeing that as an opportunity and wanting to capitalize on that to build through building a digital economy. So I think we can clearly see that leaders have realized that maybe the biggest asset that this country has is human capital. And I think we will see the country realize that potential through the big drive to build a digital economy, like Philip said in his opening. So I think I just want to wrap up and say to you again, thank you very much for joining us. I want to thank, first of all, our customers. We have had a phenomenal year. This year will be our biggest year ever in Kenya. And I want to thank each one of our customers for your support and helping us to achieve that. I want to thank our sponsors, Juniper, Atran, Schneider, the main event sponsors, and then also the supporting sponsors. Thank you for making this possible for us today. And then I want to thank our potential customers for joining us today. Hopefully we see more of you in the future. And lastly, but not least, I want to say thank you to the team that made today possible. I know a lot of work's gone in behind the scenes. We have had a couple of challenges with logistics, but we managed to wing it. So thank you very much again for everyone for joining us today. It's a pleasure, and I'm sure you'll find it informative. And I think the important thing, and Philip said it earlier on, we're here to have fun, and let's do that. So thanks for joining us.